All right, we just learned about UI controls. Let's dive right into UI views. Apple has identified 12 different types of views. Views enable the viewing of specific type of content. This content can range from texts, images, video, web, maps, and much more, which we will learn about today. So here we have action sheets pictured. It easily allows users to complete a task via several options and get back to what they're doing. Here's activity views, which I'm sure many of you guys are familiar with. The activity, for example, for iOS allows us to text something, to email something, to add it to our reminders, add a note. And these are alerts. I'm sure many of us are familiar with alerts. In this example, the alert wants to access your location while you're using the calendar app. One thing to keep in mind in terms of UX when incorporating alerts in your application is that the less alerts you present, the more effective your alerts will be. Users do not like to be bothered by too many alerts while using an app. So decide what alerts, if any, are necessary. Alerts should provide users with 2 button options and no more. Give alert view button short titles such as OK, cancel, view all, don't allow or allow in this case. Avoid providing the choices yes and no to the user. Many of you are probably very familiar with collections view. This view manages the presentation of items, typically images presented on the user interface. In this case, the collections view manages the display of thumbnail images of the photo app. Users can select a thumbnail of their choice and bring the image into full screen view. Simply put, the image view allows for the display of images. Image views can support the display of one or more photos. You may want to include controls such as page controls if your image view holds more than one photo. This is probably another familiar content view for many of you. Whether you're using a map app or a venue finder app, maps present areas of interest as it relates to the user's location. Most often, users can toggle between a satellite image and/or street view. As a designer, you will have to decide if you will provide users a map view. Another design pattern that accompanies maps is a detail view. Design and development has done a fabulous job mimicking actions that are familiar in the non-digital world, like turning the pages of a book. The page view controller enables you as a designer to explore including this option in your app if it meets the goals of your app. Popovers are transient views that allows a user to complete a task or fill out a form when a control is tapped. Here, the user has tapped the plus sign button of the calendar app, and that triggers the appearance of the popover. In this case, the popover allows a user to create a new event. The scroll view enables users to scroll through content. The scroll view can be programmed to scroll either horizontally or vertically. As a designer, you will have to decide which way your content should scroll. Typically speaking, the split view controller is commonly used when designing for a tablet device. As you can see, larger screen real estate enables the designer to plan for a primary pane that opens up to a secondary pane. The table view is not simply a table view. I like to refer to it as the mighty table view. Not only can it serve as a navigation system for your app, it's very easy to display small and large amounts of data in a simple and elegant way. The table view provides a list of options from which users can select, a way to display organized information, and a way to display conceptually grouped information. So for this example, accounts is grouped information. iOS offers 2 types of table views. The plain table view has a simple header, in this case, more, followed by labeled rows. The group table view rows are displayed under a header, maps here, and then a subheader, navigation voice volume, giving users different options to control the volume. Table views offer designers and developers ways for their users to interact with content provided in table views. These interactions include deleting a row, accessing more information when tapping on a particular cell or inserting a row. If you will be using table views in your app designs, think about what table view elements are necessary for your users and that will enhance their user experience. Believe it or not, you can also customize the look of your table view cell. In the default subtitle and value 1 cell styles, you will notice that you can add an image into the cell. From a design perspective, you will have to decide if it's important to add an image in the table view cell for your app. You can also provide additional information to your user in the cell by adding a subtitle directly underneath the main cell text. In Value 1 cell style, you can display a right-aligned subtitle in lighter font if you prefer this look. Lastly, in the Value 2 style, you can draw users' attention to text by using a blue text or text color of your choice to differentiate between left-aligned text and right-aligned text. Besides providing you with the content view to display text, the text view also supports capabilities such as scrolling, custom fonts, and text editing if necessary. Last but not least, there is a view dedicated solely to displaying web content. You can provide a way for users to view a web content directly through your app rather than open a separate web app on their mobile device. As a designer, you will need to decide if this is a necessary view in your app. You can think of content views as a container to display specific types of content. Views can be customized however you want to maintain a familiar look and feel for your users. Lastly, you want to select views that are appropriate for your app design that will enhance the UX and meet the goals of your app. Have a great week and aloha.